I'm working on. That should be good. Let's see how loud that is. Okay, Black Magic Design's coming through. I just need to know how loud that is, if that's going to work. And then we'll do one more. We're going to do Black Magic Design. We're going to take this screen. Hello, hello. Camera effects. Can I bring that up? Let's see. Yes, I certainly can bring that up. That's good. And let's go back here one more time and see if we can get the overlays up here for the text. Do that, chat windows. There we go, there's 1 and 2. Let's get the window. Comments and reactions up. Great. Hello, Sonic. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Israel. Whoa, that's too big. There we go. Let's see if we can get you in there. Oh, we're good. Too good. Sonic is outgrown their britches. There we go. No, oh my god. Did not mean to do that. Perfect. And then this is TikTok. Come on, buddy. Do it. Live center. Perfect. Got it. Copy out. Hello, everybody coming in. Holy cow, just getting everything set up. 24 people in here already. Welcome. I've got one more thing in place, and that is right here. Everybody who's here, I appreciate it. I'm going to, there we go, Live Center. That's not what I wanted at all. What the heck? That's so wacky. Get out of here, Sonic. Not you, physically, just the, hold on, everybody. I just got to get this, there it is. Hello, there's TikTok's chat, finally. Hello, Skipper. Aw, Skipper's my favorite, well, up until now, my favorite dog. Is that off the screen? Gosh darn it. Sorry, everybody. I thought that was going to be perfect, but it is not. 1 second. Cut it down a little bit. Hello, Brown. That's going to have to do. That's going to have to suffice. Okay, we've got Sonic here. The game is much louder than usual. Thank you very much, Sonic. Greatly appreciated. Alright. That should fix that, let's hope. I'm going to turn my volume just a smidge. Yeah, I think my microphone volume is all wonkadoo. Hold on. I can't even see the text. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to flip this screen. Give me a second. I will flip it. Come on, perspective, let's do it. I can mirror this, right? Hold on, everybody. There it is. I flipped myself around. I did it. Alright, let's get this game started. Whoa, I'm losing it. So hopefully we've got a couple people here tonight. I've been told that I'm going to have some people here from multiple different platforms. So let's hope that's the case. Let's see if that is the case. Where's... 1 second, everybody. Where is my other... God dang it. Where's my other screen? There it is. They're all hiding. Why is everything hiding? Hello, Kadru. I'm going to get this. I am looking at Binding of Isaac now. Let's see if I can get the chat here. There we go. That goes down to the bottom. Hopefully I'm not blocked. We'll see how that goes. And then the last thing I need to do is bring comments and reactions. That only took me 5 minutes to do the whole thing. There we go. Perfect. Now I can see everything in one place. Sonic, let me know if the sound is better than before. It should be. I'm going to get that off the screen. I have no idea where I am for this. This is a game that I had started last night, so I don't expect to last. Now I'm gonna die here. I got 1 hit left. Oh, did that take care of them all? No, they're all afraid. Great, come on. I'll get you guys taken care of. Hello, Baxter. Baxter. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, good. We're down. We're done. Let's start this over. Burning Basement, brand new game starting right now. Let's see where we're at. Hello, Casey. Already good. Starting off with a little room here. Aw, and I got my little Monstro. Ain't he cute? He'll throw up on everything. Great. Hello, Cheryl. I just put up a video an edited down version of a, oh, for God's sakes, of a longer video about web hosting and design. What the heck? There's a little guy behind me. I didn't even see him. Hello, good Lord, everybody who's coming in here. Thank you so much. I'm so shocked how many people are showing up right now. We were at 24. I don't know where we're at now. 75. That's amazing. 75 folks. Hello, Crotchet. Oh, Crotchet. Hi, Crotchet. Crochet. Hello. Volume's better. That's what I like to hear, Sonic. Thank you so much. And again, I am playing Binding... Oh, God, I just got on fire. I'm playing this game because I'm waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Unicorn Overlord shows up. That is Vanillaware's new game. So that's my newest game. Will be Unicorn Overlord tomorrow night. But I was asked to stream because I was not... Hello, Gregory. Because my hours were dropping, and I understand. My hours are dropping because I'm working on longer form content. Oh, I don't have a key. That's not good. Spencer, hello, welcome. Everybody who's here, I've got... I think I've got... I'm streaming on every platform but Instagram right now. There's 100 people here right now. That's great. There's the key I was looking for. Let's see what's in here. Oh! Okay, so I've got 2 great items to start the game. Here we go. 2 great items to start. Let's... you gotta be kidding me. Really? There we go. Perfect. We'll charge up. This guy should... Oh my Lord. 1 pill makes you smaller, so I'm taking my pills and I'm getting small. Oh my God. 1. Boom. I thought that was going to be it. Okay, that is it. Alright, so first level done. And again, I'm hoping my cousin will be here tonight because he's the one who asked me to start. Nathan! How are you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing alright. I think I have upset a few people on TikTok. Not like the corporate people, but I think I was trying to join into a stream earlier tonight and I got... Either the person didn't see me, but I was trying to be like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And they were intentionally ignoring me. And I'm like, what did I do something wrong? Should I stream more often? So if you're all expecting me to stream every night, I apologize. I'll try to up my stream count. But for now, I just want to get out of this basement. I want to survive. My mother's kept me in this basement far too long. I don't even know what the real world is like anymore. I'm suffering. Hey! Maybe he will. I did. Dude, you won't believe what happened. You will. Well, you will because you know who I am. This is the craziest thing. So, I did that video. I edited it. It's done. I put a video up on TikTok. Hello, Javier. Sorry, Javier. Put the video up on TikTok. Then I got a call from a friend in the video game industry who was going to GDC with me. And he's like, hey, did you hear about this one dude we know in the industry? And I'm like, oh, good Lord, I haven't heard of that guy in like 20 years. So what's going on with that dude? They're like, he's in jail. I'm like, what? So somebody we know is in jail for, yeah, just awful crimes. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I am very, very happy that I am not connected to that person. Never was, but it's like, that's pretty awful. And so I wound up being on that phone call for an hour and 20 minutes talking through it. Because it's pretty shocking, you know, you're like, hey, somebody you know is just involved with all of these nefarious crimes and in jail now for like 2 months. So that's what I did. That's why I did not jump on right away. How's that for an excuse, freaking Pens fan? All right, here we go. This is what killed me last time, but I refuse to let it kill me this time. Oh my God, it almost killed me. Come on. Oh my God, it might kill me. This might just kill me. That's awful. I did not plan it to be that bad. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Please. That should be it. Thank God. And this should bring my luck up? Yes. I'm a latchkey kid. Collect, collect. Okay. So, Pens fan, I'm going to call you Matt. Let me know if the sound, everything looks okay. If everything is okay. Fender, what's going on? Oh, I thought it's Fender. I'm like in such a weird space. Like when I said Fender joined. I'm like, what does that say? I thought you were making a Jared reference. I'm like, what the heck? No. Hello, Roxanne. Oh my God, I almost ran right into that bullet. I have very little health. Let me. So I got bad news for you. To everybody who was waiting to be here when I did finally win a game, I was over 300 losses in a row. I wound up reversing that trend. I'm back on another losing trend. I think I'm about 100 games in. I've lost 100 games now. The guy we named my original band after got arrested for selling cocaine to an FBI agent after smuggling it into the U.S. from Canada, so I feel your pain. Yeah, that's kind of like the state I'm in right now. You're like, man alive. That really, I mean, for you, it's like we can't perform, or like now the band has to change. But yeah, like all the memories you have of that person are now all tainted by this thing. So, like, here's the deal. I'm all for crimes. My vocal volume could be louder. I'm going to crank it. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to crank the volume. I'm pumping up the jams. How's that? I'm pumping them up. That should be louder. Oh my God, I am so loud. Let me know if that's too much. It's in the yellow right now, so I'm slightly overmodulated. But if you can hear me, that's what's most important. Okay, and I can turn the game volume down. Oh God, the game volume is high. What the freaking crap is that about? Dude, sorry. Hang on. Why is that so loud? I think that's the problem. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, weird. God, thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate it. And thank you, Sonic. I appreciate it too. Where in the heck am I going? Do I have no map? Oh, for God's sakes, I have no map. I'm too loud now? Jesus Christ. You're killing me, Smalls. So what's so loud now? What is so loud, me or the game? Hello, Edith. Oh my God in heaven. That was explosive. I have one sliver of health left. Let's try to get out of this room without dying. There we go. There we go. That's good to hear. Okay. I just took a hit there too, didn't I? I did. I gotta send my brain out to blow up that freaking slug. There we go. Hello, Tori ruins everything. Tori, you don't ruin everything. Tori's the best. You know I love... Wait. Tori, you don't ruin everything. I love Tori Amos, by the way. Big Tori Amos fan. Not the biggest Tori Amos fan, because Molly is... They were the head of the Tori Amos fan club. I actually tried to profess I was a big Tori Amos fan. And I professed it to the head of the Tori Amos fan club. I am not as big a fan as the head of the Tori Amos fan club. Yeah, I'm a big Kate Bush fan, but not as big a fan as the president of the Kate Bush fan club. Try to keep up, I'm guessing. All right, I will. All right, so we are, how far in are we? I caught a light sneeze. Caught a light sneeze, yeah. My favorite Tori Amos albums are the early stuff, but that's so bad for me to say, because she's done a tremendous amount of stuff since then. And it's like people who love Pearl Jam now. They're like, oh my God, Pearl Jam's albums are, if you just think 10 or Verses or, you know, whatever, like those are their best albums, you have no idea. They're so much better now. I'm like, I wouldn't know. I haven't listened to Pearl Jam in forever. They were a time and a place for me, Pearl Jam. But you know what? I'm going to run in and grab that thing. Here we go. Conquistador. Welcome. That's a great name. They grow inside. This is a very good power-up to have. It was worth killing or hurting myself over. I bet the head of the Tori Amos fan club smells like patchouli and old books. Sort of. They're sort of. Pretty close. But again, they're passionate about it. I can't compete at that level. I can't, like, I am not passionate about, I've realized that I used to be passionate about a ton. Like, I used to know a ton of stuff. And then I got introduced to the internet, and I realized, like, I've never known anything about anything. Because the internet proceeds to let me know. And I went to college, I did research papers. I did a ton of research on subjects, got deep dives. Then you look at some YouTube videos where, oh my God, I'm going to die here. I've got one sliver. Come on, I can get out of here. I can do it. I did it. Thank God. You realize how inadequate your fandoms are. Conquistador. That is a great name, isn't it? I love it. Conquistador. All right, I need to get some health right away. I have not had a side room open up yet. I'm halfway through this without one side area opening up. I'm very disappointed. Disappointed. All right, where am I going? Catacombs. I have 9 bombs. That's great. Here we go. Let's open this treasure chest. Hopefully it has something in there. God Complex popped in here. Jeepers, criminy. I think, yes. Wow, for fudge sakes, these guys. Yeah, but, that stunk. Okay, so time out. Let's see how bad we're doing right now. We're going to do a new run. We're 91 losses in a row. We are the Cleveland Browns of this game. Hello, Willie. 157 people here. Welcome aboard to everybody. If you came here from my last video, I do web development stuff. Good Lord, yeah, they're pretty good. All of these, like this, dude, this game is so fun. Yeah, Sonic, I am very, very happy. This game blows me away. The sheer amount of assets that needed to be created, because each of your characters, like when you create, like when you get an add-on, like I'm crying right now. So that's just like one texture on top. But when you started to get infected and have boils and you're growing through puberty, like, God dang it, that stunk. But your character gets severely deformed throughout this game, and you have to make shapes for all of them, like side, and I think you actually have to make 8-way direction art for each of these characters. So anytime you make a modification, there's at least eight different illustrations, because here's the deal. I have up, down, left, and right. I guess there's, you know what? The body texture is probably 3D. But there's a lot, as I said, there's so much art because there's so many ways your character can become deformed over time. Here we go. Oh, goodness. I have enough to blow that up. There we go. Oh, God. That was silly. Would have been hoisted by my own petard there. Here we go. Now we got a bonus room. Oh, this is good. This guy attacks when I get touched. So if an enemy hits me, that bird will go after them. Like, I'm not going to do it in this room. Next room where there's somebody bigger, I'll let them touch me. Sounds so bad. I'll let them touch me. Here we go. If we can get a bigger character. Now, fudge. Get out of here. All right. I guess nobody touched me. I'll let the boss touch me, I guess. It's the world we live in. I have to let the boss touch me. So once he touches me, the bird will now attack them. So it just will continue to attack for the rest of the fight. I didn't have to let them touch me again. Maybe I just liked it that time. See, so that one's destroyed, and now this guy's going to be knocked out. I don't even have to attack him. I'll let my bird attack him. Oh, boy. All right, we got a little psychic friend, and he'll shoot a purple. Yep, there we go. Hi, Dekifa. Now, we're going to go to level 2. We should be the little timer. Yep, we're making good time. Hector. David, what's going on? Let's go. All right, we're going to make quick time of this. This game is still simple enough I can see on Mega Drive. Yeah. Well, again, it's based on the Zelda, the original, Link to the Past kind of dungeon crawl. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that's... Oh my god, I got hit twice there. That's so sad. I have a half a sliver left again. No wonder I'm doing so bad. Tripping. I'm sorry you had to see all that. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get a heart. I know it. I'm gonna get a heart here. Give me a second. I'm gonna get a heart so I can get some insurance against another hit. I think this is gonna be an item. Let's see. Yes, it is. I get a rune. A rune generator. I don't want a rune generator. Wow, I have no keys. Dude, this is what's going on with my freaking luck here. I've got no luck on this thing. Usually, okay, so during the boss battles, you can open up a side door. Destroy the Black Victim. Yes, yes. Because there's a character in here that's a tar baby, and you don't want to make that mistake. Yeah, the game's very much... I mean, the game's dark. The game is mature. Let's hope the people playing it are mature enough to see what it is. What it is. It's just like a lot of this stuff's based on different types of lore, different types of religious paraphernalia. So let's hope people playing this game are not going to make a stir about certain power-ups. All right, here we go. Oh, I got the levers. Time out. Oh my god. I didn't even know I had the levers. Oh, of course, it goes right in the freaking middle. The levers gives me 2 hearts, but I can't access... Oh god. That was close. Hang on. Oh my god. Please. Please. I almost ran right into those 2 bullets. What did I just say? God dang it. You're making me laugh. Stop it. I got... Oh god. Give me a second to get out of here. Knock these... Come on! This is too much. I can't even fight worms right now. I'm not powerful enough to fight worms. I'm going to get this. This should be a power-up. Oh, God. This is a book of destruction. Oh, it's a reusable item generator. So, here's the deal. I'll reuse... I get a freaking key. Are you kidding me? That is a lame-ass generator, I'll tell you what. Oh, good. The bird came out. I keep forgetting I have a little friend. I'm going to eat this little thing. Haglaz? Thank God. Haglaz is destruction, so I'll destroy everything. Usually I wait for a big room, but I don't trust myself to last. I gotta get my confidence on. Hi, Uncle Bob. Oh, good Lord. Nobody knows. Yeah. What did I say that sounded like Uncle Bob? What did I say that sounded like my dad? Pretty much everything. I think everything I say sounds like my dad these days. Yeah, we should get the whole gang back together and like act like it's 1985 to 1993. I remember playing wiffle ball in the backyard, Keith and Craig, and those are good times. Well, I mean, they weren't good times. Like, nostalgia is kind of a jerk. It's a trap. Nostalgia is a trap. My wife went to Bend this past weekend, and she went to the last Blockbuster store. She was taking pictures of the last Blockbuster, and I'm like, nostalgia. I go, Blockbuster was never cool and never fun. And people were like, yes, it was. I have so many fond memories of Blockbuster. I'm like, do you? Do you really? Do you remember playing with a game controller that on a demo unit that probably didn't work? That you had to wait to get the controller. You wound up probably getting like sticky candy juice all over your hand. You know what? If I take this, am I going to die? Nope. I'm almost dead, but not fully dead. But then you get the control. You basically hold the demo controller in your hands. You get freaking sticky fingers, and then you wind up getting the flu 2 days later because the kid was just a carrier. As a kid, you don't remember those things. You just remember, I remember walking the wall. But my favorite thing as a grown-up going to those video stores is like, hey, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see that very popular movie that's out. What? You're completely out of stock. Well, what choice do I have? Oh, well, you can walk the wall for the next 2.5 hours and try to find anything worth watching. basically, like the doom scrolling we do on Netflix right now, the menu system, we used to have to walk to do that. And then you get 2 movies that you could give 2 craps about, and you forget them in the back of your car. God dang it, I can't believe I did that. I have a fun Mr. Yeah, I'd love to hear your memory of Blockbuster Video, but here's the deal. Blockbuster, like, as a grown person who, I mean, there's good experiences. You can have good experiences, like, I'm not going to deny it, but the experience altogether was, nostalgia really paints a, like, your brain is a very good editing machine, and so it can take a very, very crappy scene and restore it to make it like a wondrous, magical time. So here's the deal. Like, you would rent 2 movies from Blockbuster that you'd forget in the back of your car until you'd get a call from a collections agency saying that you have $60 in late fees. That's freaking awesome. I love that stuff about Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster, people don't remember how toxic and predatory those late fees were. And yeah, like a lot of stores were contingent on their, like, you couldn't erase them. You could give people free movies and you would use the money that they would pay you for a movie. So say if someone came in and they had late fees on their account, you could be like, well, what I can do is I can reverse that late fee. No, they didn't reverse the late fee. They took the $4 that you used to rent the movie and applied it to your late fee and gave you a free rental. Because they've relied, their entire, like, Blockbuster and Hollywood Video's economies relied on people being lazy and not returning those things. That's why I'm like, when someone's like, oh my God, it was blue and yellow. They're primary blue and yellow. Even the colors aren't good nostalgia. Anyways, Sonic, feel free. That's what I was telling my wife. I was like, you can have no fun in Bend, Oregon. I will destroy it for you. But yes, I would love to hear about your experience. I promise not to crap on it like I did with my wife's experience in Bend, but yeah, I never really, here's what I loved about Hollywood Video. Okay, I'll tell you that in a minute. When Blockbuster was phasing out their Sega Saturn games, my dad and I went and bought many of the games. I like seeing their sticker over the CD. Whoa, hang on a sec. My sticker over the CDs whenever I played them years later. Oh, nice. Hollywood Video did the same. Like, they would have the, you know, like, oh, property of Hollywood Video, and you're like, no, it's not. It's mine now. But yeah, the Saturn stuff, like, I love that. Like, you could get, people were like, I'm not buying Saturn stuff. But you're like, dude, this stuff's gold. I did the same thing with 3DO, so I can't have, like, Saturn and 3DO, 2 great systems that people completely ignored. I was a mom and pop rental store kid. That's the same here. So when I went to Hollywood Video didn't exist. I didn't know of Hollywood Video until I was in Tacoma, Washington. And here's why I loved Hollywood Video, because they had, like, so much power, like buying power. They actually were my introduction to real anime. They had so much anime. I watched the entire Tenchi Muyo series. I watched Robot Carnival. I watched Neo Tokyo, and of course, you know, hang on a second, Grave of the Fireflies. Oh, hilarious movie. I had seen Akira at Pittsburgh Filmmakers, but what was that? Why can't it? Perfect Blue, and Ghost in the Shell. Those are my introductions. Hollywood Video had all that. It's amazing. Like, again, that was my foray into it. And Hollywood Video was just like, so, they had a whole anime section. So yes. When I was in Pittsburgh, I was always mom and pop. And what was crazy about that is, like, the mom and pop shops I went to, they would actually be your VCR repair shops too. And they were like the old Italian freaking greasy shirt stereotype. And he's like wiping his hand, like I was delivering pizzas and meatball subs to him for lunch, just wiping their hands on their shirt and then getting their hands on, like, adjusting heads of very delicate equipment. Hollywood Video horror selection, but yes, and you know why? Because the buyers for, I knew the buyers for Hollywood Video, like the people who were buying horror, the pluses and minuses. Like, the one guy was big, like brought Full Moon in to Hollywood Video. Like, that was, Full Moon owes a lot of their, I think it was Full Moon Pictures. owes a lot of their success to Hollywood Video and the buyers who were there. But the thing is, like, what also drove me crazy about the buyers is that when we would have people like Bruce Campbell come in, they would try to hoard them for themselves. Like, oh, no, we're not going to have them come to the corporate office. They would meet them downtown for, like, it was so bad. In contests where, like, yeah, they were all skewed so that the buyers could spend the most time with the, like, I don't think we ever got, God damn, what was his name? Jeremy Combs from the Reanimator series. That's like one of the guys I definitely wanted to meet. But yeah, they were gate kept. All of those people were gate kept away from the games people. Yep. Full Moon. Hollywood Video was very instrumental in rolling them out. And I say that in all honesty. You know how many economies that Hollywood Video and Blockbuster supported? Insane. Like, that's why the entire industry, people were like, the industry did get, the entire movie and film industry did get impacted by the closure of movie rental studios. And I don't think they've ever fully recovered. I mean, they've transitioned into digital, but digital is, they're struggling. Jeffrey Combs, most underrated. Dude, he's awesome in nearly everything he's in. Like, I say nearly everything because I'm sure there's something out there I haven't seen that he's bad in. But everything I've ever seen him in, from Deep Space Nine to freaking Reanimator, Bride of the Reanimator, like, he is the quintessential, like, B-movie horror guy. He's awesome. Like, if Bruce Campbell's the cool, slick B-movie, you know, action hero, Jeffrey Combs is the smart man's Bruce Campbell. Music and horror movies, Neil. I know more of those two things than anything else in the world. You probably know more about them than I know of, hey, LHT, than I do of Tori Amos. So how's that? So, dude, did you ever see, I'm going to ask this is a very odd question. Did you ever see the movie The Convent? I think it's from the year 2000. It had Coolio in it. That's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It is up there with Evil Dead 2, and nobody I know talks about it. Castle Freak From Beyond. Oh yeah, From Beyond. Holy cow, absolutely. My introduction to the pineal gland was because of Jeffrey Combs. Okay, here we go. Isaac, you were 6. Wait, when were you 6? Are we talking about the Blockbuster stuff or when? Oh my God, here we go. I need this right here. This is a very good power up. Damage and tears up. Look at this. That is a very powerful. I don't want to give anything to that guy. I have 1 heart left. Oh, in 2000. Okay, so yeah, in the year 2000, I was also 6. No, but in the year 2000, I got. Oh, Exocade coming in from Sinistar Land. I love it. Welcome, Exocade. Oh, so often. I love the reference. Exocade, did you know who made Sinistar? Are you aware of the master, one of the people responsible for stereo and arcade games? I think the first stereo arcade game, I want to say. Let's see if you can get it. Let's see if you can get it. Good vibes. Exocade, I'm so happy you're here. Hopefully your work week hasn't been crippling. Hopefully your legs are not too sore from riding in. Yes! Yes! Adrienne Barbeau was great in it. Adrienne Barbeau, another one, by the way. Another absolutely underrated. She was in Swamp Thing, I think, right? Adrienne Barbeau is great. And she was great in The Convent. Like, very, very good in The Convent. Again, if anybody, I think, okay, I gotta talk about this. This is so funny. Noah Falstein, maybe, but it's R.J. Michael. R.J. Michael was the guy behind Sinistar. He did the audio engineering behind that, and he also designed the Atari Lynx and 3DO. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Again, I'm blown away. Like, oh, hi, Sonic. We were talking about Adrienne Barbeau. I got distracted. How could I get distracted talking about Adrienne Barbeau? But again, so all of these things, a lot of these things are on Tubi. So if anybody has, like, Adrienne Barbeau starred in the Creepshow. Yes, yes, she did. That scared the absolute crap out of me as a kid. That crate scene, that whole crate section of Creepshow, literally creeped me out more than a lot of people. The ones that stick with me are I think that's Creepshow 2 actually, with the beach where the people get buried up to their necks in sand and they come back. Is that Creepshow 2? I think that's Creepshow 2. It had Ted Danson. I think that's Creepshow 2. But everybody talks about the cockroach scene from the end of Creepshow, but I was more freaked out by that crate thing. That was definitely jarring as a child, and she was awesome. Adrienne Barbeau is freaking killer. The Raffy, is it the Raft? I don't even know. I was just talking about Cat's Eye the other day too, like how James Woods quitting smoking. God Almighty, that was a good scene. Like that like Twilight Zone, the original. Okay, so the OG. Okay, so it wasn't 2. Yeah, that one definitely freaked me out. Hey, did you ever play What Remains of Edith Finch? Because that has a very creep show level in it. Okay, hang on a second. Exocade. I was made aware of a job fair in your convention center later this month. A job fair, eh? What is this, Persona? Okay, so anyways, LHT. If you have Tubi, if everybody can get Tubi, it's free. It's owned by one of the major studios, I think. But Tubi has like Secret of NIMH on it, which is crazy. It's like one of my favorite animes of all time. Animations of all time. It is one of the very first animations I made my kids watch. I'm like, you will be depressed and you will like it. This is what life is. Secret of NIMH is like the nice, fun way of telling your kids that life is misery. But then you go, bam, Watership Down, and they're never the same. It's freaking the Secret of NIMH Watership Down double feature destroys 90% of all children. It's like the Lysol of hope. the double feature of Secret of NIMH and Watership Down is enough to destroy even the strongest men. Yeah, dude, Pens fan, yes. You listen. I just watched last night something that I had been missing my whole life. I watched The Manchurian Candidate. It's not as good as people say it is. It's very dated. It's very bad. It's not bad. It's not a good narrative. That movie could easily be an hour and 10 minutes long. But they stretched it out to 2 hours and 9 minutes. Like, why do we need to know this stuff? Like, there's so many brooding scenes where Frank Sinatra is just like, yeah, I can't get rid of these dreams. He's sitting there on the train and then he falls in love with Janet Leigh. Or Janet Leigh falls in love with him. He doesn't fall in love with her. That's a very weird, like, The Manchurian Candidate is very interesting just because people love The Manchurian Candidate and you realize, like, why? It's because the era that it was in, it had a lot of those values where, like, women were furniture. Like, I'm not talking like a Mega Man where they actually say women are furniture. But, yeah, not very good. But the thing that was funny about it is the movie came out in, I think, 1962. And it was about the assassination, like basically programming a secret, what is it called? A rogue agent, programming the Manchurian Candidate to do the bidding of a foreign government. What was really crazy is best performance in the whole thing was Angela Lansbury. You couldn't convince me anyone could ever brainwash someone like Frank Sinatra. Even his, dude, it was so bad. It was pretty bad. And again, it's for the time. We've gotten so much better at telling stories. And dude, don't. There's a million movies of today that are equally as bad. Look up. Oh wait, wait? Time out. How did I miss this? There's a pizza expo. Are you shut? There's a pizza expo. You're killing me. I'm gonna be going to San Francisco. Oh, do I want this? I don't think I want this. Oh, thank you. He got that for me. He's so sweet. What do I want? I will. No, never mind. I don't need anything. Yeah, Pizza Expo might need to be in my cards there. It's so much cheaper to fly into Vegas than it is to fly into San Francisco. Oh, the husk. So here's the thing. The movie was made in 1962, and the end scene is them putting the crosshairs on the presidential candidate. Like the last minutes of the movie, the character puts a Russian sniper rifle, like puts the sights on the presidential candidate, and he shoots, right? Oh, they think they raised the prices. If there's a beer expo next door, it's a missed opportunity. The world's largest pizza industry event, March 19th and 20th. I'll be in freaking How did I not know this? It breaks my heart, Sonic. It breaks my heart, Exocade. You can't put a price on a... Listen, Pens fan knows what's going on. You are 100% correct. There is no price. If you get a man... Listen, if you're going into the pizza... What is it? It's like 100... What is the cost for entry? Is it like... And is it open to the public, first off? That's the biggest question. Exocade, I need to know if the Pizza Expo is open to the general public. And if so, is it $129? That would be my guess. $79 for a day pass, or $129 for a 3-day. Or $149. We'll say $149 for all the days at the expo. That would be what I would pay for a Pizza Expo and not have a problem with it. Because here's why. I will... Hello, AAA Organics. Oh my God, that's the thing, right? You can't put a price on the best pizza and cannolis you ever had. That's the thing. It would be like, oh, I paid $100 and... I want to know how much it is. I want to know how close I am. $79 for a day pass. $150 for a weekend pass is what I'm guessing. But I would pay that. If I was in the area, I would easily pay that because what I've spent on bad pizza dwarfs that. Leave the gun, take the cannolis. Oh, all right. We got a cross. We got a light up cross. I'm feeling good about this. Yeah, 160. Look, how close am I? I don't know anything about this, but that is they know me better than you. So it was probably 150 last year. But that's killer. I'm so proud of myself for knowing that. Yeah, so here's the thing. You can find a good pizza. Oh my God. I would give somebody if someone could deliver me a Fiore's pizza for $150, Fiore's pizza from Pittsburgh. If someone could deliver that for me, I would do charity work. And I would say, I don't want to work for money. I would work for Fiore's pizza. And I would work all weekend for $150 to get a Fiore's pizza. It's that freaking good. Oh, are you kidding me? I got no freaking... Oh my God. I got no keys. Oh, thank God I got keys there now. I got to go down to the key store. Can I blow this up? There we go. Oh my God, $250. Gee gods. That's ridiculous. Still, for pizza. Because here's the thing. I would go there and find it. Oh, that is nuts. Dude, you're making... I'm really wishing Game Developers Conference. Now, see, my favorite show is Game Developers Conference. Now you're making me wish it was a different weekend. Really? Oh, no, I used that freaking thing. I can't believe I used it. Like, that is ridiculous. I'm going to die here, aren't I? Yes. Yes. Dude, I got a crazy Fiore story. You want to hear a crazy Fiore story? I'm going to tell you the craziest freaking Fiore story. If you want to hear a crazy Fiore story. Fiore's is a pizza place in Pittsburgh. There are 3 locations. There is one on Route 51. There was one in Bethel Park, which is not there anymore. I think there's one downtown. And there's one in, so there's 51. Is it Monroeville? Where the heck is the other one? There's 3 locations, but one is in Peters Township. Peters Township wasn't there. Bethel Park, where I grew up, had a Fiore's. I drive 30 minutes each way from Fiore's. Yes. So get ready for this. This is going to blow your mind. This is something that, like, the world is the Matrix, right? Because this is like the most bizarre story you could ever imagine. Like, seriously, it's just like odd that this happened. So I went back to Pittsburgh, for a quick reunion, and it sucked. But I got to spend one day with my friend Bill, and we drove to, we went to Fiore's. That was all I wanted to do, right? And I was sick, dude. I had a stomach problem when I was in Pittsburgh. Like, physically, I could not eat. I had a massive gastrointestinal problem because of, I don't know what it was. It was really bad. It was like my gallbladder was messed up or whatever. So when I went back in September, I was like having stomach problems. I still demanded to eat at Fiore's. That's how good it is. It's like the doctor's like, sir, you can't eat anymore. Your mouth has been sewn up. And I'm like, shove it into my nose, please. That's how crazy Fiore's is. Like, I would have them shove it into any orifice they could. Any orifice. You heard me. So, here's the deal. I haven't been to Fiore's. So, I lived in Bethel Park when? The 90s? The last time I was at Fiore's was probably 94? Maybe, like, let's just make it even. Let's say 95 was the last time I was in Fiore's in Bethel Park. Dude, it's amazing. Fiore's, and people are like, you're pumping it up too much, and then you're going to eat it and be disappointed. I'm like, no, you aren't. You aren't going to be disappointed. It's that freaking good. Fiore's is freaking bee's knees. Because it is made entirely of bee's knees. That is their secret ingredient. They raise the bees from little babies, and then they cut their knees off, and they put it in the cheese on their pizza. Okay, hang on a sec. I don't want that book. That book is terrible. I got to destroy this hand coming down from the heavens. There's one. That's it. There's just one. I do not think I want that power up. It's not worth losing one of my hearts. We got to be close to the end of this. It's true. You say, wow, but it's amazing. They really care about the process of cutting off bees' knees. It takes a lot to do. So here's the deal. We're in Pittsburgh. I haven't been to a Fiore's in 25 years. I have not been there for a while. So we were going to go to the one on 51, right? Because the Bethel Park one doesn't exist anymore. And so the top one is the one on 51. That's where everybody goes. We go there, and there's a line out the freaking door. Like, it is busy. I think it was even a Saturday, so it was just packed. We weren't going to get in there. So we wound up going to the Peters Township one. Asking what's the best pizza in Pittsburgh ends in fire hoses and property damage. Fiore's at Beto's. I don't think I've ever eaten at Beto's Pizza. It used to be Minio's. Your dad loved freaking Minio's. Yeah, Minio's was big back. And then they had Flying Saucer Pizza, which I wasn't a big fan of. But yeah, there are a lot of good pizza shops in Pittsburgh. So we go not to 51. We go to Peters Township, which is, I mean, it's the boonies, right? It's the burbs of the burbs, the suburbs of the suburbs. We go there, and it's just like this. Looks like the Fiore's there is like when you would get, like when you go to an away hockey game, like for a high school like travel team. You're like, we're gonna go. And they got like a bunch of bench seats. It's like a cafeteria seat. It's just not the great experience that you'd normally get. But I'm like, you know what? If they make, and you could smell it. As soon as we walk into the Fiore's, I'm like, oh my God, just so good. So keep in mind, I can't eat very much because my stomach is feeling bad. I order a large calzone and a large pizza because I'm going to do it. That was at least, I mean, seriously, I think I spent at least $80 in Fiore's. So I would have no problem buying a ticket to a pizza event. Like, I'm like, it's that good. It's like, it's worth doing. So, hang on a sec. What the hell is this? What is this? Ah, jeez. I didn't want to do that. I thought that was going to be something else. I have money to burn. All right. Peters Township is where Upper St. Clair kids go to drink in a field. That is true. That is very true. That is pretty accurate. Like, they'll drive in their BMWs or their Audis out there. That's how you know they're Upper St. Clair kids. I don't want Mommy to find out I'm out here. She'll keep me from my trust fund account. I gotta be good till she dies. Yeah, I don't have a lot of good things to say about Upper St. Clair. By the way, I've met a bunch of people from Upper St. Clair outside. One of them worked at Twitch. They're as big a jerk as they were back when I lived in Bethel Park. They kind of earned their reputation, as does Lake Oswego. I'm in Lake Oswego now. They earned their reputation as being a bunch of jerks. Let's finish this Fiore story. Hey, Glow. Good Lord, I haven't seen you in a while. So, ready for this? So, we couldn't go to 51. That's the main one. So we go to Peters Township. I'm in Peters Township, and it's just like as I said, like a rec center cafeteria. It's not that great. So I'm gonna get this story out before I'm so happy Arconis is here, but I gotta finish the story. Oh my God, really? Oh, I'll take that. Dang it, I shouldn't have taken that. I shouldn't have taken that. I don't need Death's List. I don't even need Death's List. I didn't want it. Hello, Findoodle. So we're in Peters Township, and there's just a bunch of young, like, high school volleyball players working, right? You know, they have the ponytail, single ponytail in the back of their head. They've got flour on their cheeks, like a stereotypical high school, you know. They're just cuter than buttons. The whole thing could have been a sewing shop, how cute these buttons were. So the girls were there, and I make a joke of like, oh, she says to me, she goes, oh, I order a large pizza and a calzone. She's like, oh, we're pretty backed up. It's Saturday. So it's going to take 45 minutes. It's going to take 45 minutes for us to make calzones for you. And I said, ooh, my doctor says I only have an hour to live. So if I'm on the floor, just shove it in me, right? Like, this high school kid doesn't know what I'm talking about. I was just like, whatever. And just making stupid jokes, just trying to make people's lives a little bit less tolerable. That's what I do. You know me. Good Lord, I'm talking to my freaking cousin. You know how it is. That's how we Bowers are. We're the worst. We just are like, we think we're hilarious, and everybody's like, I just want to go home. The last thing I want to do is be around the public, and we just make it harder for them, and I love it. Anyways, so I say that to the girl, and she doesn't know how to respond. Hello, everybody. And so this guy in the back goes, hey, you leave them girls alone. And he looks at me, and I'm like, and he gives me this look like, you leave my girls alone. And I'm like, oh, but it's not a point of like, it's an acknowledgement. Like, he knows me, and I'm like, who in the hell is this guy? Because he's the thing that he's doing is he's like saying he's in on the joke. He knows that I'm making a joke, and he comes out of the back. And he's like, "Hey, you leave my girls alone." Like, yo, I'm gonna get you with that, right? So I am an old boomer. You gotta hear it. It's freaking awesome. So I'm like, who in the hell is this guy? Because I don't know him. I've never been to a Peters Township freaking pizza place before, and I haven't been back to Fiore's in 30 years, for God's sakes. So I have no idea what is going on. So, guy gets the pizza. Or sorry, I make the order, and the lady's like 45 minutes, great. And he goes, oh shoot, I gotta get the order of this right, because he says he doesn't use my name, but he makes a reference like, this guy's good for it, or whatever the heck it is. I'm like, weird. The guy knows me. I don't know this guy at all. I can't, I like, so then I'm there with my friend Bill and my son. And Bill acknowledges, like, yeah, that guy, he knows us from somewhere. I don't know where he knows us from. And that's where, okay, no worries. We're just trying to figure it out. And we're waiting for a pizza. And my friend is like, hey, my wife wants me to pick up, my friend Bill goes, I want Neil was ordering his early bird. Shut your mouth, Jesus Christ! If it was $3.99 or $7.99, I'd be living in Pittsburgh, dude. If that's how much pizza costs there, if Fiore's pizza costs there, I would be there. And then I would only leave town to go to John's Pizza for a turkey sub in Edinburgh. That's all I would do. I would live there my whole life. Okay, until I died of a heart attack within 3 weeks. You can't live on that pizza. You will die. All right. So my friend Bill goes to order a pizza for his wife and kids when he goes home. And on, like, when Bill orders it, on the receipt, the guy writes Bill. He goes, for Bill. And Bill's like, who in the freak is this guy? How does he know my name? So he knows Bill's name, and he knows who I am. And we're like, I don't know who this guy is. He's like 60-something years old, 65 years old. Now, I'm in town for 3 days for a family reunion. I go to Peters Township, right? I haven't been back in town. I haven't lived in Pittsburgh since... God, when did I live in Pittsburgh? Last time I lived in Pittsburgh was, I think, 94. I think 94 was when I left Pittsburgh. So, yeah, the last time I was in Fiore's was 94. Okay, here we go. Here's how this works. The guy then brings... 45 minutes go by. We get our food. The girls deliver the food. We eat the food. I'm shoving it in every orifice I can. That's just how it goes. That's just the way I roll. It's the way you have to do it. I had to show my son what I was capable of. The guy comes over, the guy from the back comes over with Bill's pizza for his wife. And he's like, he goes, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, yeah. I go, how long has it been? He goes, oh, well, this guy, who I don't know who he is, said, oh, I left Pittsburgh. He got into some trouble with the law, I guess. Oh no, I think he got divorced, I think is what happened. He got divorced and he left Pittsburgh for Florida for 30 years. He lived in Florida for 30 years. He had just come back to Pittsburgh that year, which was 2023. And he asked his old boss at Fiore's if he could get a job where he got paid under the table. And, of course, it's Pittsburgh, so, yeah, there's a lot of that going around. It was the guy who used to work the Bethel Park Fiore's. He had left Pittsburgh for 30 years, had just come back in 2023. I had left Pittsburgh for 30 years, just come back, and went to the Fiore's. No, just wait, Arconis. I'm freaking telling a story for F's sake. Yeah, pizzas do cost a lot of money now. The guy had left Pittsburgh for 30 years, wound up getting a job at Fiore's. I left 30 years, came back. I went to that Fiore's, and he was like, that's Neil. He goes, that guy must be coming here all the time because I'm now here. And he's like, oh, yeah, Neil has never left. He's been here the whole time, and now he came back, and now the old regulars are coming in. No. He's been gone for 30 years. I've been gone for 30 years. We both came back, and we were there at the same freaking time. Same location. Like, the stars that had to align themselves, the 51 store that, like, the time I was there, it was one thing. The 51 store being too packed that we couldn't go to Route 51. We had to go to the Peters Township store. The fact the guy remembered who I was. Like, I wouldn't have remembered who he was, but he remembered who I was because I was there every freaking weekend without fail. I worked at Pizza Works and still went to Fiore's every weekend. I was not good enough to work at Fiore's. They were too good for me. Okay, so that's the story of, like, how I think we work in the Matrix. Like, the developers are like, we ran out of characters, so we're going to have to dust this one up from 30 years ago. This one from 30 years ago wound up, like, what does he look like? He looked like, that's the problem. He was in Florida for 30 years. He looked so much old, and he smokes. So he smoked, was sun damaged, and, like, he was unrecognizable to me. Like, he looked entirely different than he used to. I think this is it. I think I'm screwed. Hang on a sec. What if I take that? Faith up, and then what is this? No, I want this. I want my faith to be up. All right, we're going to try this. Okay, Arconis, I got to dig back into the chat to see what I've missed. Because apparently I've missed a lot. Hang on a sec. You get done. You get done. Oh, come on. Okay, can I get the sun out? I got the sun out. That's one. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Get him. Come on, you can do it. Thank God I stayed out of range. I feel good about that. I got my HP up and my luck up. Oh, that's great. Now I have to walk into the second boss battle. Oh my God. Come on. There's 2 and then 3. Come on. Oh, come on. 4. Oh God, that was bad. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. This is very big right now. Come on. Come on. How far is he down? He's halfway down. Come on. You can do it. No, no, don't bring those guys out. Those are the worst. Those guys keep resurrecting. Come on. Come on. And this guy throws out a last death. There, good, you freaking jerk. Last death one. God dang it. Okay. That was actually much better than I thought. Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 are coming to Switch with online multiplayer. I'm not buying any more Nintendo stuff after what they did with the emulation thing. Nintendo's dead to me. I will never touch another Nintendo console or game as long as I live. No. Wait, this is on Switch? Okay, so some compromises have to be made. I will keep the games that I currently have. You miss pizza in general. I'm actually a disembodied. Oh, good Lord. You're a vampire. I'm so sorry, Sonic. That is pretty bad. You're like from the Twilight movies. You're like, oh my God, what it would be to eat. I've got to learn to do it for Bella. I only know the Twilight movies because I saw a resurrection in the last. What did it see? A resurrection in the last year, I guess. Last year and a half. A lot of YouTubers are talking about it, and I'm like, it's like Titanic. I never watched Titanic. I didn't care about it. Battlefront 1 and 2. I'm sure they are, but I can't support Nintendo and their bad business practices. They're destroying gaming for most people who care about gaming. It's just the way it is. You cannot convince me they aren't. You know how long it took me to get a Switch? I have not bought a Nintendo product since the GameCube. I refused. I didn't get a Wii. I didn't get a Wii U. I didn't get a 3DS. Like those, because Nintendo is just toxic. They're like kind of like Apple. I don't have Apple phones anymore. Apple's toxic too. Yeah, again, I'm not a huge. Unfortunately, the only real games that I play from Nintendo are like super niche-y. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, will you stop it? This guy's a jerk. Real jerk. Oh! I can't support a lot of companies. So many corrupt video game practices. No, Arconis, I don't think you realize what this means. I think you're like, oh, you can't take Nintendo's side in this. Nintendo is stopping a legal right. They're trying. We've already voted on this. The entire court of opinion is that we are allowed to emulate. We're allowed to. And Nintendo's working on, this is one case. This isn't just a one-time thing. This is one emulator and another one will pop up. But Nintendo is trying to set the table so that nobody can do emulation. That emulation, this is a fracking expedition by Nintendo. They're pounding the ground. They're settling these lawsuits. They're winning these cases to set the table for the next one, for the next one, for the next one, which is eventually going to be the demise of emulation and severe punishment for either emulation or source code violations. Exocade, you're 100% correct. Like, how many games can we not play? How many games do we not have anymore? Like, how many games just don't exist because, like, Sony keeps doing the same thing where they're like, oh, we're going to shut down the PlayStation 3 store and like seeing how people react, right? We're going to shut down the Vita store in a year and a half, but people raise it like, oh, we can't do that because people are still angry about it. They don't want us to own anything. They want us to continually buy the same stuff because it makes sense that game companies will continue to not make anything else, just have us buy the same stuff over and over again. I'm guilty of it. I have bought Metal Gear Solid, I've bought Castlevania, I've bought the same games over and over again, but only a limited, like very finite amount. These game companies don't want to make AAA games. They don't want to make quadruple game. They don't want to make games if they already have a library of games. So it's good for us to have the ability. This is, god dang it, Arconis. Here's the thing. This is why NFTs, NFTs are good because, and this is why they're demonized, by the way. Who lives in England? Is it Arconis or do you live in New Zealand? I can't remember. I think you live in England, right? Look, chat. Has everyone forgot that Nintendo who sued Galoob of the Game Genie? Nintendo has priors, and only old school gamers like Neil and I remember. Yeah, Nintendo's been bad for a long time, like in this regard. And I know what they're trying to do because we've been around for a while. Heck, I can pull some books from here. It's like that show like what Nintendo has done in the past. This is Nintendo's very interested in preserving their IPs and making us happy with, what is it? Well, Nintendo. There was a time when Nintendo actually did care. There was a legitimate time where Nintendo cared, but that ended when this, like, now what they're trying to do is what Apple does. It's like, and what Microsoft does. This is why I believe Microsoft is going to get rid of games altogether. Like, they're going to offshoot it to Activision and remove it because all they want is stock price. They want their stock price to be bigger for their stockholders. Like, that's what they care about. In games, if it's profitable, they want it. And if it's not, they can offload it. So here's the thing. NFTs are good because in the UK, here's why I was so interested in them. In the UK, this is now 10, 12 years ago. And it's a law, but any digital item that's sold, any digital good that is sold in the UK has to have a monetary value attached to it. So it could be like a coupon. It could be 1/20th of a cent, but you have to, like, any digital good you buy has to be able to be resold. The UK has established that. So I was brought into Amazon in between 2010 and 2012. Amazon brought in a bunch of consultants to figure out, how do we do this? Because we know it's going to happen. We know every country is going to have this happen, where we're going to have to be able to have digital libraries converted, like they have to have a value attached. And so it was about keying. It was about, and that's when what took a lot of the energy away from that was when you were starting to put DRM stuff on everything, and it just made the experience terrible, and that kind of took the interest away, the focus away. But Amazon and Steam had big interest in how do you create a digital library that is keyed where they can sell it, because here's why. They know it's happening and they want to have hands in it and how it's controlled. So Amazon was interested in this over 10 years ago. So flash forward to the blockchain, and then you're able to one-to-one track a digital item from one sale to another that is verified through a block. So I knew the chain was going to do this, and that was okay, this is going to be the solution. The solution is you get a series of nodes on a chain that are verified. Like, how much money's in the bank? Well, you don't go to the bank and count it. You basically go and you track how much money should be there, and those are nodes. You basically say how much was delivered. Okay, how much was already there? It's spreadsheets. They're not sitting there counting, and that's how this will work. So I knew the block was going to do it, but the problem with the block is it's notoriously slow, and like validation and verification takes forever. However, if everybody's doing it, someone's going to find a way to create a node system where they can pull verified block assets. I know this is boring, but the whole idea is that just like pornography speeds technology's adoption, I thought that people being understanding, like, hey, do you know all the games you own in your Steam library have a value attached to them? You know you're broke as F, but you could turn around and sell your freaking Steam digital library for $3,000? That's exciting. Do you know all those things you bought on iTunes that you never listen to anymore? You know you could sell those back to Apple for pennies on the dollar, but still, if you have 1,000 items that you've purchased on iTunes, you could sell them back and have $250. Whatever. That's what NFTs were supposed to do. And my hope was that people would be like, grasp a hold of them, that this idea of like, oh, your digital assets now have value and you can sell them. And if you're on the block, if you're chained, this is how you do it. Well, then NFTs turned into a big scam. Non-fungible tokens. That's the key. But non-fungible tokens is now associated with crappy guerrilla art, and it damaged the entire industry just like DRM did 10 years ago. So now we're back. They're constantly tanking this move to monetize everybody's library. It drives me bonkers because people are going like, I am still saying I like NFTs. I'm still like saying I like crypto because the bones of it are the future. And when they try to muddy the water by saying this is garbage or this is a scam, it really, they're just buying time because they're going to take advantage of it. Everybody else is going to get money off of it or figure out how it works, and your library becomes devalued. It's like Wata Games all over again, where they're basically taking all of the game collectibles that we've collected for decades and just basically saying, you know what the most valuable game is? Super Mario 64. No, it's not. There's 8 trillion of them. Well, it's sealed. I don't care. There's 6 trillion of them sealed. It doesn't make a difference. They're destroying the value of what we've built. And that's what kills me about NFTs, is that NFTs were a way for us to... It's going to happen eventually because it's already happening in the UK. It blows my mind that we had an NFT convention where they completely lost value. I figured it was all money laundering. Yes. So that's what it turned into. It turned into what art is. Art in auction houses is all money laundering. It's a way for the rich to hide assets. That's all it is. Who defines what art is? The rich people and how much money can go into it. It's all freaking schlock. It's all fake. So, yeah, it's just insane. So Discrot is a real thing. I would argue that's being the primary reason that preservation is so important. 100%. 100%. My 3DO is acting up. I can't do anything with it, but I can emulate it. I legally own my games. I actually have the right to play a copy of my games that I own. And Nintendo and Apple, the right to repair, all of these companies trying to shut down emulation are counter what we're like our legal right. And so when Nintendo's like, when Arconis is like, well, Nintendo, you're mad because of an emulator? Yes, because it's not a slippery slope. It's not a slope at all. It's flat ground that we're standing on, and Nintendo is intentionally pounding it to create cracks in it where they can put their legal freaking tentacles in it like a freaking Cthulhu demon to eliminate the legal rights that we have. So that's why I'm pissed at Nintendo. I'm not pissed because I'm a fanboy. I'm mad because I'm a gamer, and you should be mad too. And Star Wars Battlefront, you're like, oh, well, guess what's coming out? The same game we bought before. Well, guess what? The emulators run their games better. That's another reason. These emulators that Nintendo's trying to take off the market run Nintendo games better than Nintendo hardware. 60 frames a second. Like, it's crazy. Like, Nintendo releases an OLED or like a different unit. People are waiting for the next Nintendo Switch, whatever. They can drag their feet as long as they want. But the people who are really passionate about games are actually making them better, and Nintendo's trying to take that away. That's why we're mad. That's it. And I'm still mad about NFTs. Physical media is huge among film fans, particularly in horror nerds. I'm a musician. I'm happy to launder anyone else's Monday. Shoot me an email. 25 cents on the dollar. Yes. Dude, that's my other thing. This is the other thing. We were just talking about movies, right? And how the movie industry was decimated by the loss of movie rental. Because movie rental is a secondary market. So you have your box office. Then movies had their follow-up to box office, which is the home video release, the home DVD release. That was massive, and that was before it went international. That entire market went away. So here's what's happening with the, well, we've talked about this before. We talked about the Screen Actors Guild. Wait, I can leave. The Screen Actors Guild was the strike that happened. They were mad because they wanted a cut of a share of the streaming revenue. But the funny thing is, this was all a game of chicken, because I don't know if the Screen Actors Guild, I'm sure the Screen Actors Guild knew, because they're all in the same industry, right? But streaming numbers are all made up. They're all fake. And you can, so when Netflix is like, here's a recommended show for you. So like you finish a show on Netflix and the next one starts up. You're not in the room. It starts up and it plays for 1 second. That counts as a watch. 1 second. You haven't even got to any of the movie. You haven't even got to the freaking logo. That counts as a watch. If you click on a movie and watch a trailer and then it starts the movie, if you start the movie and turn it off, those all count as watches. So what's happening is, oh, and like on TikTok, same thing. You can go on to a stranger's TikTok. If you have TikTok, go on a stranger that you follow, like some account that you follow, and just refresh the video over and over and over again. You can go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just swipe down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I can probably show you here. I don't have to do it. I don't have to fake it. Everything I'm telling you is the truth here, because I can prove it. So I go to, let's go to this guy. Come on, where are you? Give me a second. I want to go to Zeke, because he's the person who showed this to me. I don't even know how to freaking search on TikTok. Okay. Hold on, it's worth it. Just hold on for a second. Home, Zeke Jenny. Zeke. Okay, Zeke Jenny. This guy has a video.
What kind of
Okay, this one has 80 views.
Late to this whole thing, but Jennifer Lewis
is that right? Hang on a sec.
I'm definitely late to this whole thing.
It has 80 likes. How many views are on this? Let's just say. Okay. How does this work?
I'm definitely late.
You can. Give me a second. God dang it. This is so rough. So rough. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So, he has a video that has a dog on it. This dog right there, the little chihuahua. I don't know if it will zoom in on it. Come on, where are you, you freaking jerk? Can you zoom it? There it is. 333 views. 333 views. Okay, so now I click on the video. I click on the video and I go boop, 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 boop.
Slade.
Now go back to his page.
Literally traumatizing.
That video now has, come on. I just scrolled it 3 times. Hang on a sec. God dang it. Oh, that's terrible. But if you just do that, swipe up, swipe up, swipe down, swipe up, swipe down, swipe up, swipe down. Every one of those counts as a view, right? Every one of these, not on yours. You can't do it on your videos. You have to do it on somebody else that you know. Now, that video, you're not going to be able to see it, but it has 345 views, right? Because you're just fooling the algorithm into like, oh, this guy's, come on, why can't you do this? I think I had it. Anyways, 345 views. So here's the thing. That's what's happening on Netflix. That's what's happening on Paramount. They're inflating their views. 100%. Hey, Neil, I just noticed the cockroaches running around Isaac when you pause the game for too long. Do you see that? Yes, I do like that. Hang on a sec. Does YouTube work in the same way? I'm not sure if YouTube works in the same way. I think it's based on profile for YouTube, but I can't be sure. I wanted to be a voice actor. Then I met Ray Chase and Robbie Damon. Talked to them about how to become one and saw how long it would take. They said it would be better to make videos on YouTube now. Yes. Yes. The entire voiceover market has been democratized. And in fact, if you are interested in it, I'll hook you up with a game developer who auditions people on the regular. 100% Exocade. I will. I got Sonic to freaking CES. I can get you set up with somebody who wants voiceovers for games. Hey, Neil. Cockroaches, yes. If you are interested in it, let me know. I've heard horror stories about voice acting. Yes, they are scary. When you control what's popular with money, everyone else follows. Yes. So, the movie studios, Paramount Plus, HBO, Netflix, Hulu, they're all doing this. They're all inflating to make it look like, hey, look at this. We've got 10 million views on this new show. Everybody's talking about this new show. It's all marketing and PR. Now, the actors are like, well, gosh, if there's 10 million people viewing this, we should get some residual from that. So they're asking for residuals. That's kind of what the strike was about. They want to take some of this piece of the streaming money. The problem is the studios would have to show those numbers. They would have to show what they're saying of those people. And they would have to pay. Like if I got 10 million views, 10 million legitimate views, they would have to pay out if they struck a deal where they would give them royalties. But the thing is, they aren't getting that many views. So the jig would be up. Is that how it is? Like a jigsaw? I have no idea. It's like, but the jig is up. Is that right? That can't not be a racist term. Yeah, absolutely. It's Kuma. So hang on a sec. I will absolutely do that. Exocade. I will. Next time I talk to Nerdy Bear, it's Nerdy Bear Studios, but they constantly do. Was it voiceover calls? So yes, Exocade. Nerdy Bear. And Exocade, if you had anything, any like audio work that you had, send it to me and I'll send it over to them. 100%. So the reality is like there's so much fraud rampant in the movie industry and all of these industries. Like they made up numbers all across the board, and just like they can't share the data. Because if they did, then you'd know, like, oh, geez. Like, here's the thing. The reason why Microsoft and the Activision, my whole story is that Microsoft bought Activision to basically remove the game studio from Microsoft, like give a reason to do it. It was cheaper to buy Activision and offload the game studio, offload Microsoft Game Studio, than it was to share how much they have in losses. Like how bad their game sale, like their system sales have been. And I think we talked about this the last time, but if Microsoft wanted to sell consoles, if Microsoft really was interested in selling game consoles, they could sell 8 trillion Xboxes tomorrow. And how is that? I sent you a funny already. Oh, perfect. I look forward to, can I watch it too? Hey, Bethany. So here's the deal. If Microsoft wanted to sell Xbox, right? There's a very easy way to do it. Super easy way. Because how much is an Xbox? How much is an Xbox, like a new Microsoft Xbox, like a high-end Xbox? I don't even know. Is it $4.99? Microsoft Xbox system. What is it called? Is it, what are we up to? Microsoft Xbox system. It is $4.99. Okay, so the Series X is $4.99. You can get one for $2.99. Okay, now hear me out. If Microsoft wanted to sell game consoles, because guess what? You can play all of those games on a PC. You could play all Microsoft's Xbox games on a PC. I just dropped my phone and you started talking. It's like magic. That's how you summon me. You dropped me on the floor and I'm like, hello. I'm like a cockroach. Yeah, you should show you on stream. I dubbed a Sonic commercial. Dude, Exocade, I cannot wait. Oh, that's so awesome. Where did you send it? Did you send it to Discord? I will check it out. Okay. That's likely why we didn't get follow-up. But here's the deal. You can play any Xbox game through Game Pass on your PC. You don't need an Xbox. However, Xbox makes a console. if they wanted to sell this console and put one in nearly every gamer's hands, because Game Pass is a great value. But if they really wanted to sell an Xbox, all they would need to do is actually put Windows on it and say, hey, everybody who has an Xbox One now has a Windows operating system. You now have a very, very cheap computer that you use for gaming. Because you see, it's the same machine, and Windows is their operating system. And Windows, you could actually justify buying a $499 computer that plays games and streams games and has a computer attached to it. Now, it would be limited. It would be like CE or ME or whatever the operating system is, but you can get one to run on there. Do you know how many people would want a high-powered, game-friendly $500 computer? You know how easy that would be to convince your parents? Do you know how easy that would be to bring to college? Do you know how easy it would be to add one onto your business? Like, Microsoft makes, all that Microsoft would need to do is talk to the people who make Windows. Who makes Windows? Is it Microsoft? So Microsoft would just need to talk to Microsoft about this. And if Microsoft can strike a deal with Microsoft and get their $500 Microsoft game console to use Microsoft Windows. Now, I don't know how you would get Microsoft and Microsoft to work together, but that would be a big deal. Yes, because guess what? You could justify it. You could justify, like, hey, I got a $500 computer. Well, you need a screen. Well, yes, I was going to buy a cheap plasma from Walmart for $100, 60-inch plasma for $129 from Walmart. That could be my monitor. I could buy a keyboard, cheap Bluetooth keyboard. It's like, or I could buy a cheap Walmart television or screen, and then a computer, and then bring my PlayStation 4 with me. No, Microsoft could sell consoles if they wanted to, but they don't, because Microsoft does not care about games. Well, they do, if it makes them money. But since games is its own little vertical, that's why I think they're offloading it to Activision, because what they're going to do is they're going to offload it to Activision. Activision will be blamed for poor sales. Activision will be blamed for whatever. And Microsoft, if they do good, will get the benefit of bigger sales, like stock value. So I would not be surprised at all to see Microsoft leave the games industry if it didn't make sense for them financially. And I hate to even say it, like, Nintendo's not going anywhere. Nintendo's going to be around in games forever. But I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo, if it made sense for their stockholders, they would stop. They would stop making games. They would make movies or whatever that is just to support their IPs. They're not going to do that. I mean, that's not what they do. But if it made sense to their stockholders, they would. I mean, look at Apple. Apple was actually a disruptor and innovator. Apple hasn't innovated on anything since Steve Jobs died. And I'm not saying Steve Jobs is a great guy. I'm just saying, like, the company changed. Tim Cook is now about, like, okay, we still have a freaking iPad. Dude, I just had this conversation with my son. Why are we still calling it anything? I was a trend. iPhone, what's the I stand for? iTunes. This was a byproduct of, like, when Apple was using the skeuomorphism, like the hand-drawn icons for their stuff back in the early iPhone days. The I on iPhone is exactly that. It's a bygone byproduct from something from, yeah, Steve Jobs 100% was. And as soon as he died, the money, like everything they care about went immediately to stockholder value. And of course, every big thing that comes out of Apple, it's like, guess what? First $1 trillion company. Who cares? Who cares? Like, I want my old MacBook Pro back. Like, now the M2 and M3, like the chipsets that they're doing, that's, I guess, an innovation, but it's just to deliver more small little incremental process on an iPhone. How about you spend some of that R&D money to rename your products from something that is not from 2007, that has nothing to do with your business. And I know that because it used to be called Mac.com, then it was iMac, like, and then it went to iCloud. Like, what's the I? What is the I? I believe it's information. Hang on a sec. What is the I in iPhone? What does the I in iPhone stand for? Internet. That's what it stands for. Internet. It's your internet phone. Guess what? Where's my internet pad? Where's my iPad? It's a product line. It's not innovation anymore. It's just a product line of like, here's a screen that has the world on it. Here's your iPad, which is a dumb name anyhow. Here's your iPhone. Here's your whatever. Here's your iMac. Like, it's ridiculous when you think about it. Yeah, creative bankruptcy is right. And everybody was like, Johnny Ive is like, Johnny Ive is this brilliant. He's incredible. Johnny Ive is brilliant. His stuff is amazing. And then you're like, hang on a second, I'm going to get this off here because this is hilarious. That's where you learn about the iPhone. So let's go Braun Shaver 1950. Show me some Braun shavers, will ya? Okay, here we go. Let's go. Come on. Maybe it's sooner. Let's do it. Oh, hang on a sec. Braun design. Hang on a sec. Design style. I may have to just do the freaking thing I saw. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So Braun, this style was very utilitarian. So Braun design style was, Johnny Ive was like a student of this design. And so pretty much when you look at design and innovation from Braun, hang on, come on, can we get some images here, please? You'll see that, oh, of course, they're already showing it too. Like the similarity to Apple products of today were all designed in the 50s through another company. Like Johnny Ive is just like, okay, it's a box that has like a lot of the styles between these two companies are the same, and everybody's like, Johnny Ive's brilliant. I cannot say that Johnny Ive's brilliant because if you've ever seen the Mac mouse that has the power, like the USB on the bottom, like that's not good design. That's freaking insanity. There's one that looks just like, hang on a sec, Braun design style, Mac Pro, is it, what is that called? Mac Pro? It's that big unit, this thing. This is straight. This thing right here. Where does Apple's inspiration come from? Oh my God, did someone already call it out? Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Look at this. Okay, so this is the Braun freaking, look at this. What is this, a thermostat? What the hell is this called? What is this thing? I can't remember. Is this a thermostat or a radio? I think this is a radio, but look at the iPad compared to it. This is the freaking, oh, this is a radio compared to the Mac Pro. Like, this is, this is why I was looking at the shaver, because this is like the exact kind of texture that is used on the shaver and used on the Mac Pro. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The emitter versus the iSight camera. Oh my God. Yeah, so again, it is creative bankruptcy. It's terrible. It's like, look how great, look how much they innovated. They're like, no, they did not. It's ridiculous. Oh my God, what happened? I just blew up my screen. Anyways, I don't want to crap on Apple, but I do want to kind of point out that Nintendo is not your friend. It's nobody's friend. Apple, Microsoft, Nintendo, they don't care. They just want to deliver the highest profitability they can per quarter. And which is why all of these layoffs are happening in the games industry right now, because the games industry is transitioning. The games industry is looking at more games that can do the subscription-based, what is it called? the quadruple A. Everything got so bland, and the 50s, 60s, and 70s had so much creativity with design. Yes, most everything's is box. Most everything is just boxes now, 100%, except Sony. They just make a PS5 that looks like a massive router, or a George Foreman grill for the PS3. Yes, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I find it so odd that these companies are just bereft of, like this is what drives me nuts about technology of today. And I just put that video up on TikTok. I hope everybody's seen it. It's on YouTube as well. It's the Final Fantasy watch from the Spirits Within that shows like the difference between, let's go YouTube. Let's see what we got here. Come on, I'll do this one more thing, then we'll go. Everybody can go back to their lives. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is amazing to me. In the spirit, wait, what? Well, apparently I can't do that. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted right there. Okay, so this is from the Spirits Within. The Square made a movie, and they showed this is what wearable tech will look like. I'm gonna mute this because it's way too loud. Anyways, this is what wearable tech was supposed to look like. This is a bangle. You'd wear it around your arm. But it would show you like a bunch of things at a glance, like what my heart rate is, or is my air conditioning running, or what connectivity I have to whatever system. And there's like interfaces all over them. You could see at a glance what these things are, right? So you'd look at this and you're like, okay, I've got a server issue, or I've got this load issue, whatever the heck it is. So at a glance, you'd be able to see these certain things. Well, now, like, and again, this is a joke. So I know it's a joke, but this is what we were promised, and this is what we got. So to me, it's pretty cut and dry where we are like, this is what we had hoped for, and this is what we have. This is the target render. This is where we are at. So again, I lament, because you're right, Exocade. Like, there are designers out there. There are incredibly capable designers out there. Heck, they're feeding AI with incredible designs and illustrations that are being stolen. Which, again, I'm a big fan of AI in the same way I am of NFTs, because I can see the good side of it. But it's not people like me that dictate like what those things are going to do. It's the CEOs of these companies, like Google and Microsoft. Ugly and overpriced. Are you kidding me? Did you see how much this thing was going for? It's just ridiculous. How is that? Right? There we go. If you want it, it's going to cost you $2,000. It is ugly and overpriced. And, of course, built obsolescence, where it's supposed to die. The battery can't be swapped out. I really do believe we're heading toward... My apologies. I have an appointment in the morning. Sonic, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I absolutely do. You have a good night, and I will see you the next time I see you. Ugly and overpriced is correct, Exocade. So I can't, as I said, the problem is you have to operate within the system. So I have to, as much as I don't want to, I have to feed my family. So I have to work for an organization that's either actively destroying the world or trying to eliminate any workers' rights for like unionization or anything like that. Like Trader Joe's just did something where they voted, or what did they do? I think they voted down unionization, like you couldn't do it, or they backed politicians to knock that down. Like even Trader Joe's, they're all freaking, as wholesome as they might seem or whatever, they're all kind of corrupt, but you have to operate within the system. So I own a Mac, right? The reason why I own a Mac is because there's software that is exclusive to Mac. One is Keynote, the other is Ecamm. That's the only reason I use a Mac right now. I don't use an iPhone. My cameras are all, like these cameras that you see, these are all imported from other countries, because this is from Japan or China. It's the Ozbot. Because that's where innovation is going to come from. It's not going to come from this. It's going to come from outside, where people are actively like, this is why I look forward to a cyberpunk future where people are like, screw it. we need these devices to help us regulate our insulin, right? So we'll create something that does it. I know that's going to happen because Intel was trying to get into the medical field because hospitals can't update their equipment. So they're operating on machines that are still analog. And so Intel amped up their maker division. I know that because I worked on America's Greatest Makers. The end game was to get makers to figure out how to convert these analog machines to digital so they could be part of the Internet of Things. Intel knows that there's a problem. They do not want to fund a solution. They want to fund a workaround to a solution that sells their products. So again, we're all on the same page here. Except we can't keep thinking Nintendo is good. That's the one thing I want to make sure everybody in this stream knows. I own a GameCube. I own a Switch. I don't like Nintendo. I think Nintendo is bad. I think Nintendo is bad for the industry. And I think the stuff that they do is pretty obvious. And in fact, most of these companies are pretty obvious when they're like, we want to have everybody have the best equipment in their pockets as possible. And I'm like, why do we have phones then? Why are we still using phones? Isn't the joke that nobody wants to talk on the phone? Why are we still using them? Nobody wants phones. What people do want is people want to be able to maybe check their heart rate, maybe make sure that they're logging their exercise. Maybe they want to check their mail occasionally, but not by pulling it out of the pocket. Maybe they want to have a log of what they're doing. Maybe they want to just be like, hey, I wish I could remember my whole day. Maybe they want to send somebody a notification or be updated on these things. They don't want to pull a phone out of their pocket and scroll endlessly on videos. They don't want to pull a phone out of their pocket and get angry on Twitter. They don't. They would love to have a hard drive on them that captures their entire life, that where they can be looking and reflect, and that's what they want. But they aren't going to get it until we have a cyberpunk future where they deliver it. Anyways, I am an old man. Apparently, I've just realized that. Exocade, you have been an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to see what you sent me on Discord. That's going to be awesome. And now and then they make the same shit over and over with small upgrades, while each iPhone only costs 10 to 15. Yeah, 100%. 100% Exocade, I missed that. Phones have destroyed a lot of society, and we don't need them. Like, that's the thing that's killer. I have not made a phone call on my phone. I haven't actively been like, oh, I can't wait to call my best friend Bill. No, I'll text him. That's terrible. Like, I have the ability to communicate with my face, and I don't do it because I don't want to have, like, there was something, I don't even want to say, this is going to sound like an old man. This is going to, I just talked about Blockbuster not being nostalgic. These phones are not. Hello? This is not nostalgic. This sucks too. I know, my ear's super hot. I'm getting an infection just talking to you on this thing. Exocade, you take care as well. All right, my best friend. We're going to go to Fiore's later. Yeah. Hello, Fitzy B. All right. Exocade, you are awesome. I will take a look at the Discord thing. I'll introduce you to Nerdy Bear Studios. And I'll find out if they're going to do another voiceover thing soon. They usually do. It's been one a week, so I'll let you know. Anyways, everybody, have a great night. Look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Oh, I got to go. It's call waiting. Bye.